Now, Peter, viewers might already have a general idea of what ransomware is all about, but let's review the basics and bring them up to date. So first, I'll ask you for a definition. What exactly is ransomware, and how would you define it?
Well, there isn't one simple definition. I would like to say that there is, but the Department of Homeland Security has come up with kind of a way to describe it. And generally what ransomware is, where some internet malware gets on a computer and the bad player, whoever that might be, encrypts all of the data so the user can't get to their data, and then sends a message to the user, oh, your data is all encrypted, and if you would like to ever see it again, you have to pay a ransom. And the reason I say that's different is sometimes it's on servers, sometimes it's on laptops, and sometimes it's just within a business setting or private. And so in the different settings, sometimes it makes a difference as to how people would perceive it.
And what are the latest types of ransomware threats that are out there?
Well, CryptoWall is probably the one that most people know about because it's getting a lot of publicity right now. But actually, these malware products have been invading computers for years. And I think what's happened is this has become an industry all by itself where people, bad people, sell these malware products to small businesses, and then they host the malware on servers outside of the United States. And so it's a business opportunity for bad people to invest in. It's kind of a nutty deal. So I would be hesitant to just say a particular name like CryptoWall because there are so many variants and different types. That just happens to be one that's real popular right this minute.
And Peter, remind us how malware can wind up on a personal or business computing device. I guess what I'm asking is, how exactly is it distributed?
How it gets distributed is actually unbelievably simple. And it is, I would complain if I'm going to pick a group of who's responsible, I'd say it's generally employees who kind of naively open attachments or hit links in emails that they don't know where they're going. And it will launch some bad software onto either the computer or the network, and it may not spring forth until a later time. It may be whoever sent the malware may send a trigger later, or it may launch right away. And so there are different variants, and it's kind of hard to know exactly. But I think the important thing, which is what I advise my clients, and I think the audience needs to know as well, is it's really important that employees learn to not click on these links and open these attachments. Matter of fact, when in my law firm, when we know they come in, we send messages to everybody that say, if you got an email, if it didn't get trapped in your spam filter, if you got an email from so-and-so, delete it, or don't open this link. And some businesses are more vigilant about doing that, but many are not. And I think that's what leads to this proliferation of malware.
So in a nutshell, how big of an issue is ransomware today?
Unfortunately, I would say the statistics are not very accurate about how prevalent this is, but in October of 2014, the Department of Homeland Security issued a recommendation, the first time ever, on what to do about ransomware. Interestingly enough, they said, don't pay it. Their position is, if you pay the ransomware, so it will be unencrypted, there's no guarantee that it will be unencrypted, and then what happens? You've given money away, and you haven't necessarily fixed your problem. So generally, I would say that what happens is that you have to look at how it's being spread and then make a determination about how it may impact your business.